The Galactic Council had always prided itself on its efficiency. For centuries, they had maintained peace, stability, and control over hundreds of species spanning the stars. Their mandates were law, their fleets unmatched, and their diplomatic arm was unyielding. If a species was discovered, they were swiftly contacted, invited to join, or subjugated if necessary. No one resisted for long. Until the humans. It had been over 2 years since the Council first reached out to humanity. Their automated drones had detected transmissions from a planet in a small, unremarkable solar system. The planet was called Earth. Standard procedure was followed. A formal message of introduction, a request for diplomacy, and an offer for Earth to join the Galactic Council. The humans didn't reply. At first, the Council assumed it was a communication error, a technical malfunction. It wasn't uncommon for primitive species to lack proper long-range communication infrastructure. They sent another message. Again, no reply. A third message was dispatched, this time with a translation algorithm and additional data on galactic protocols. Still, nothing. The Council was puzzled. No species had ever ignored them. This silence from Earth was peculiar but not alarming yet. In their arrogance, they assumed humanity hadn't grasped the magnitude of the situation. So they dispatched a diplomatic envoy, a small delegation with a modest fleet, to make contact in person. The ships arrived in Earth's orbit within weeks, cloaked and undetected. "Commander Zelos, we've reached Earth's atmosphere," reported one of the pilots as they hovered above the blue planet. "Proceed with caution," Zelos commanded, eyes fixed on the beautiful, swirling oceans below. "Scan their cities. Let's see what we're dealing with." The first scans were unsettling. Earth was alive, thriving even. Billions of humans went about their daily lives, oblivious to the presence of the Galactic Council's ships in their skies. Cities stretched as far as the scanners could reach. But there was something odd. No signs of planetary defense systems, no spaceports, no military installations. For a species capable of interstellar communication, Earth seemed vulnerable. "They're undefended?" one of Zelos's officers asked, disbelief in his voice. "Strange, isn't it?" Zelos mused. "But if they pose no threat, all the better for us. Send the landing party. Establish contact." The envoy descended, their sleek diplomatic vessel entering Earth's atmosphere without detection. They landed in the middle of a vast open space outside one of the human capitals. The area was filled with towering buildings and thousands of humans. It was a public park, peaceful and serene. The delegation disembarked, humanoid in form, but adorned in the shimmering alien garb of the Galactic Council. At first, no one noticed them. The humans were preoccupied, running, playing, and socializing. It wasn't until one of the diplomats approached a group that they even acknowledged the strange visitors. One human, an older man with silver hair, squinted at the aliens and said, "Nice costumes. Some kind of street performance?" He chuckled and walked away without waiting for a response. The delegation, perplexed, attempted to speak with others. The humans continued to ignore them or treated them as some sort of joke. The translators were working perfectly, but it seemed that Earth's people simply didn't care. Commander Zelos, watching from the ship, was growing irritated. "This is absurd," he muttered. "Bring me one of their leaders." The diplomatic team entered one of the government buildings, demanding an audience with the leaders of Earth. But the humans kept waving them off, directing them to some elections that were taking place. Hours passed. The aliens grew impatient. "This species is insolent," Zelos fumed. "If they refuse diplomacy, then perhaps they'll respond to force." A week later, the Council sent a fleet, an armada large enough to intimidate any civilization. Hundreds of warships appeared above Earth, casting massive shadows over its cities. The Council issued an ultimatum: respond or face annihilation. This time, humanity responded. For the first time, Earth's skies lit up with energy signatures, the likes of which the Council had never seen. Cloaked ships, massive in scale, emerged from the dark side of the moon, materializing in Earth's orbit. They dwarfed the Council's fleet. Black, sleek vessels with technology beyond anything in the Council's understanding. In a matter of seconds, Earth's hidden fleet had surrounded the armada. "Commander Zelos," a voice crackled over the comms. A human voice, calm, cold. "We've been watching you." Zelos, taken aback, ordered a retreat, but it was too late. The human fleet moved with precision, cutting off any escape routes. Every move the Council ships made was anticipated, countered. You You dare threaten the Galactic Council? Zelos stammered, trying to regain control of the situation. Threaten? The human voice chuckled softly. You misunderstand. This is not a threat. This is a warning. Leave now and never return. Zelos, in a panic, ordered an attack. The Council ships fired their weapons, beams of energy tearing through space toward the human fleet. But the humans didn't fire back. They didn't need to. Every shot the Council fired was absorbed by some invisible field surrounding the human ships. The Council's advanced weaponry useless. Zelos watched in horror as their ships were systematically disabled, one by one. Power drained, weapons offline, engines dead. The human fleet didn't destroy them. They simply neutralized the threat with terrifying ease. Commander Zelos, the voice said again, we don't care for your politics, your council, or your threats. We never replied because you were never worth replying to. But make no mistake, if you return, we will end you. Leave. Now. With no other option, Zelos gave the order for retreat. The disabled ships were towed away, humiliated and broken. As they limped back to Council space, the crew sat in stunned silence. The Council had encountered hundreds of species, fought wars across the stars, and ruled the galaxy for centuries. But now, they had met a force they couldn't understand, a species that had never replied because it never needed to. For the first time in Galactic Council history, they realized humanity was beyond them.